Hello guys and welcome back! My name is Bam Havoc, I'm joined by Draconis, and this is Monday News. Guys, 6th of May, yes, stand by for some awesome stuffs!
Yep, it is our weekend roundup, and if you're going to Blizzcon, we'll have some news for you. Also, a little update on a story about Anthem that we talked about on Friday, and a few other things, so stick around. Well, if you're going to BlizzCon this year, the developers won't have to stand on the stage and ask if you have a phone, because in order to get in, you're going to have one. And the Axis app, now my understanding with the way that this app works is it basically it generates a QR code, which I guess the QR code itself continuously changes throughout time. So then they can use that to scan and they will give you access. So because the QR code changes, you have to use the app, you'll have to have your phone. They can't accept any kind of paper ticket, they won't be accepting any kind of emails or confirmations or anything like that. And they're doing this because they're trying to like combat fraud or people having, sharing tickets, reselling tickets, whatnot, that kind of nonsense. But the Axis app itself is a little concerning with exactly how much data it pulls from your phone and then how it shares that data. So before you decide to use the app, maybe before you go to BlizzCon, if you have concerns about your data and your privacy, it might be something worth looking into.
Well, let's face it, right, this is all a cover so that they can be sure that everyone's got a phone, so that when they release another mobile-only game, you've got a phone, play it. That's what it is. It's all just a cover. And let's face it, then they know your IPs and all bits and pieces, and they can ban you if you disagree. So there we go. That's my tinfoil about it. Completely unsubstantiated and unverified, but good lord.
Yeah, after the whole debacle last year, that's kind of funny that they're now requiring a phone. But, I mean, it kind of makes me wonder what happens. Like, at least when I go to conventions, I use my phone quite a bit to take pictures and things like that. So, at least when I go, I prepare for the possibility that my phone battery could be too low or die, and I bring a battery backup. But if you don't have something like that, that may be something you want to get, because if your phone dies, you may not be able to get back in until you charge that puppy up.
Yeah. Totally agree, yeah.
So anyway, we'll make sure we put links in the description below that with the information, especially to the article that I was referencing about the privacy concerns. So there's a lot more detail in that article than we'll have time to go through here.
Right, now, Anthem. Dude, there's... You know how beginning of the year, Bethesda was like the Hold My Beer token AAA, when you fail, you can fail harder, aka Bethesda. I think Anthem has got some news on the horizon. What's your take on it there, Drac?
Yeah, the Fallout series, or Fallout 76, was the butt of a lot of jokes, and yeah, BioWare did pull a Hold My Beer. All the craziness that happened that basically came to light with, I think it was a Kotaku article, talking about how the game developed and whatnot. But what we talked about on Friday was that 3 major leads have switched roles from working on Anthem and are now going to work on Dragon Age 4, and made, there was a couple of jokes I cracked about, the developers giving up on Anthem, and one of the things that G pointed out at the time too is that, this kind of thing is definitely normal in the industry, but because there have been a lot of folks out there, I guess pulling a Chicken Little with regards to, oh my god, a lot of these big leads are leaving, that they've had to come out, or at least they felt that they needed to come out and say, look, Chad Robertson has said, we remain 100% committed to Anthem and look forward to showing players new content that we're working on. They don't want to make sure that they're not overpromising anything, and they don't intend to communicate as much. They want to wait to communicate until they actually have something to show. So, it is still being worked on. There is a team in there still working on it. One of the things that I wondered about was if Anthem was doing better, if some of these, lead developer types would have left at this point, or if they'd still be on the project. But not having any kind of insider knowledge, who knows? I don't know.
Well, actually, I agree with G's assertion on that. A lot of people came from Dragon Age to work on Anthem and so on because they needed to pool their resources, and now that the game is essentially built, they basically send the people back to where they came from. There's a core team of developers still. It's just that when a company launches an article like this, we are 100% committed, then it's kind of like a confirmation, but also a denial as well. So, the need to say that you're 100% committed kind of acts against itself in my sort of perspective. I do worry about the game. I do. I really. I'm not joking, dude. I want to buy the game. I want to play the game. I had a cracking time in the alphas and betas and whatever have you. It's just I'm starting to get a bit weary. But yeah, we'll soon find out. This latest content that's being dropped, that's been delayed, will make or break this game. Simple as. They're either going to cut their losses or they're going to invest more. That's what I reckon is going to happen with it. So let's hope they fix everything that's the problem. And I mean everything. And let's hope the content puts me back in my seat and makes me pick up my controller. Because right now, World of Warships rules my world.
Yeah, I still haven't even maxed out the character level in Anthem yet, and if you look at the sales of the game, they've more or less at this point kind of tanked, so they're not pulling in a lot of new sales. But yeah, hopefully we see something when the new content and the stuff like the cataclysms that they've delayed, when that stuff does release. Hopefully they've got some major changes in there to the loot. We'll see how the game feels, and I would say you're right. I think that's going to be kind of make it or break it, and I've been a little surprised the game hasn't gone on sale yet. Maybe they're waiting for the new content to drop and see if people come back to the game before they maybe put it on sale.
You see, for me, it was a case of EA banked a lot on the Battlefront sort of monetization of things, the abuse of it, really. And they worked Anthem out to such an extent, or worked the monetization within Anthem to such an extent that pulling it out basically pulled all the content out of the game. That's my opinion about it. There's a lot of evidence for it, and there's also some evidence against it. But we'll have to wait and see how the new update comes. It better have reworked loot mechanics and everything. So basically, they're near enough having to rebuild the game yet again. But anyway, moving on. Halo Master Chief Collection for PC is delayed, Drac. More delays in the PC world.
Yeah, they said that it's not quite ready. The first beta was set to go out sometime in April, but that got pushed off. Obviously, at this point, since we're into May, it hasn't happened yet. And they're not saying just yet when the first beta, or what they like to call it, the first flight, will go out to public. But I'll be keeping an eye on it because I'm definitely looking forward to playing it, and I'm looking forward when it'll become available on Steam so that I can pick it up. I haven't been able to play Halo on the PC in a great number of years because they went straight to Xbox for so long, so looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to Halo Infinite.
You see, when it comes to the Halo games, a lot of people are trying to recreate it, but unfortunately, it just doesn't happen. So, yeah, let's hope that, relive the past, guys. It's a great game. Halo 1 and 2, really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Well, it's going to have, I think, 1 through 4. I think the only one that'll be missing is Halo 5.
The sad thing about Halo, right, is I played all the Halos through on Xbox, right? PlayStation, Jesus. On Xbox, but way back when, with a friend of mine called Blackhurst, that's his surname. And Jonathan Blackhurst, that's it. And we played through Halo 1 and Halo, all the bits and pieces. We even played that orbital drop marine one. And good lord, you could see the Destiny sort of Easter eggs in it and everything. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I don't really enjoy the new Halos. I think it's more... Yeah, it's not Halo, put it that way.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see what they're going to do with Halo Infinite, if they're going to try and turn it into a live service game or not. So, I guess we'll wait and see. And speaking of waiting to see something, not too long ago, the, I guess, cinematic trailer was released for Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. And the cinematic trailer looks cool. And my initial response to it was, okay, that looks neat, but what I really want to see is gameplay. I want to see what the game is going to look like. As much as I enjoy CGI cinematic trailers, but now it looks like we're going to be able to do that in, or at least I should say, sometime at E3. EA is going to release the gameplay trailer. So,
yeah, right. What you see in the trailers now, right, won't actually be in the game at all. It's just a teaser trailer, so to get people hyped up. I'm thinking back to Anthem. What you see in these trailers isn't actually part of the game. It's just a trailer some dude made for EA because he got paid to. Nothing to do with the game at all. The reason why they haven't showed you gameplay footage is because they haven't got a bloody game for it. They've probably got a vertical slice of the game which will be released for E3, but that's still in development, I bet you. And
well, I will
the
say
cinematic trailer you've seen is not real, bro.
Yeah, after seeing what happened with Anthem, if you didn't have doubts about games before, you definitely should now. But I will say this: the game is, they're supposed to be showing this off at E3, which is in June, if I remember correctly, and it's due out. I think the game is due out either in November or December, so they've got to have a good chunk of the game done if they're going to be releasing it at the end of the year.
Nope. What they've got is a vertical slice demo, right? I'm just harping back to Anthem. What they've done is they've got a vertical slice demo of it, okay? And they've got a trailer or 2 or 3 that has gone into the game, right? Granted, Anthem is a lot on the failure of Anthem, or the failings of Anthem rather, is weighed squarely upon BioWare and EA, because it seems that BioWare was very, very slow to catch the ball and dropped it, whereas EA kept on lobbing stuff at EA. So let's just wait and see before we cause a stink about it, because I could make a 5-minute YouTube video saying this is nonsense, this is a nonsense thing, and cause a whole lot of stink and drama about it. But I'd much rather wait and see before I cast my opinion about it. It's exactly what they did with Anthem. You know, they launched a cinematic trailer, they had a live action sort of semi-movie, which was great, and yet it had nothing to do with the game, no bearing on the game at all, and the game's actually suffered for it because of it. So yeah.
Well, definitely the thing to keep in mind with anything that gets showed off this far in advance, because we're talking about 6 months here, because I do believe it releases in December. And so you're looking at, like, still 6 months of game development. So anything that you see there, it's entirely possible it changes by the time it releases.
Don't give them excuses,
no,
bro!
No, I'm not giving them excuses. Because what if you're going to demo a game, it definitely needs to give you an idea of what the game is. So whatever is shown at these events needs to actually give the players who they're showing this off to in the press, like, what the game, you know, how the game is going to play. But, you know, if the game looks differently because by the time it releases the lighting is different, or, you know, puddle sizes are a different size or something like that, like, that's not a big deal. As long as it's still functionally the very similar or almost same game, then we should be okay.
Nope.
But we'll see.
Nope. You're just giving them an out, bro. Seriously, don't give them an out. Just we'll see. We'll just have to wait and see. We'll just have to wait and see.
I still want to see what it's going to look like. Or what they say it's going to look like.
Right, guys, that brings this Monday's news segment to a close. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, well done for listening and sticking with us. Thank you very much. Like, comment, subscribe, double subscribe with the bell or whatever have you. Unfortunately, you gotta do it nowadays. Much love, people. My name is Bam Havoc. I love your faces. I'm out of here. Cheers, bye.
And this is Drek. I too am out.